I had a subscriber reach out to me and ask me with zero experience to get them a job in 100 days. In this video, I'm going to show you the philosophy and action items that I'm going to take to get this self-taught developer with zero experience a job in 100 days. Now, why did I come up with 100 days? Is that just a fancy number? Is it clickbaity? Well, this subscriber came to me and said that their run rate for cash in the bank is 416 days. Now, when I did this 8 years ago, I got a job between 100 and 200 days with very little mentorship, and I didn't know what questions to ask. So essentially, I took his 416 days and I took 25% of that, accounting for margin of error, time off, and any issues, and came up with 100 days to push our limits to see, can I get him a job with my guidance in 100 days to go from self-taught developer to a paid gig? So the philosophy behind how I'm going to get him the job is this, and this applies to anything in life. What is the litmus test for being qualified to get the job? And in software engineering, that is making meaningful contributions to large code bases with lots of developers. So how do we get that? That's not through personal projects. That's not through taking a ton of courses. It's through for you to do without any hesitation. That's making a meaningful contribution to open source software. Next, we have to define two things: what projects and what does meaningful look like. To me, meaningful looks like a non-trivial contribution, meaning there was a bug or an issue and you either solved a little bit complex of a bug or you saw a feature from inception to deployed to customers. Now, what projects do we want to contribute to? There's tons of open source projects that developers use. For example, on front end, ESLint. On back end, it's Django or Ruby on Rails. But in my opinion, to get ready for a job, that would either mean back end or front end development. And for either of these cases, my go-to for anyone starting out is GitLab. GitLab is a for-profit company that allows you to contribute to their code base as a developer. So my litmus test in these 100 days to get the job and then reverse engineering the skills out of that is a meaningful contribution to GitLab. This developer is focusing on front-end development, so it's a meaningful front-end ticket. Ideally, I want 5 to 10, but for you or this person to then figure out the skills you need to get there, we need to have the philosophy and definition and then reverse engineer our way out of it. Now, this isn't an exhaustive list, but what are some of the skills that come out of making that meaningful contribution? Asynchronous communication with other developers, learning how to pick a ticket that's important, learning how to claim a ticket, learning how to use Git and GitHub, or in this case, GitLab, in a collaborative environment, learn how to use the Chrome dev tools to debug and replicate the issue in GitLab, and then work from that to then find a solution, etc. What's some other skills? How to write a unit test for something that you submitted, how to communicate your issues and problems to other developers to help you. That is essentially what you need to get from a skill set perspective, what you need to get your first job. If you can do that in 10 days, then you should start applying ASAP. To me, just taking this person with zero experience, that's my litmus test. And it's uncovering issues along the way of the skills that I need to help this person with. Maybe it's CSS, maybe it's JavaScript, maybe it's how to write a unit test. But having that North Star is getting us closer to the goal every day. Now you're probably thinking, okay, great. Well, if we can do that, then what? Do I just get a job if I can make one meaningful contribution? No. What I need to do with this person that reached out to me on the channel over the next 100 days is help them create that skill that allows them to get that junior or first job, which is what I just talked about. And then the second part is how to prospect companies and how to interview effectively. So we're simultaneously trying to tackle two major skills. Inside of interviewing, there are meta skills that we can then back out of, right? How do you follow up? How do you cold outreach? Where do you focus on algorithms? What's important for algorithms? Do you need to learn how to code without ChatGPT? Stuff like that. So we just started this journey a couple days ago. It's been awesome and insane getting to help this person on this journey. Some things I learned are just needing to explain the importance of how to solve your own problem, how to debug. Those have been, in the last few days, probably the number one skill I would tell another developer in this situation is how to use the console log statement or the print statement in an algorithm or inside of code so you know where you are and where you're going. So we're a couple days in on this journey, learned a lot. Hopefully you got a lot from this video on how I am approaching this mindset with this developer that I'm working with. Please follow along. I'm going to be posting probably a weekly recap video on this. If you're interested in, you have any questions or you're in a similar situation, comment. I respond to everyone's comments. I want to help you out. Thanks so much for watching. If you liked this video, I think a video that I just did that's super relevant to where I'm at helping this developer get a job in the next 100 days is the video I made called The AI Coding Mistake You're Probably Making. It's a little clickbaity, but it actually goes through the mental model on how to solve your problem without AI that translates to everyday coding. And it's something that I find a lot of junior developers have trouble with. That is a tool that'll increase productivity tenfold. So I'll link that video in the screen somewhere. I'm never good at this. And in the description below.